And we are live. This is the Haram Life Podcast. I am your host, Reef Leader. And joining me, as always, is my right hand man, the legend.
What's up, players?
And you know him, you love him, the producer of the year, Chato.
What's up, boys?
And joining us this week is special guest, Tiffany Chantelle. Tiffany, how you doing?
I'm good. No, I just needed to do something. Everyone was so serious.
Oh, this is a very serious podcast. I don't know if
we're
you know.
serious as it comes.
Before we get started, a little bookkeeping. Go visit our website, theharamlife.com. Get yourself some merch. Help support the boys here so we can get a better show for you guys. And theharamlife.com. Show some support. Let's get to it. Welcome to the show today. It's Tiffany Chantelle.
Hi.
Tiffany, before we get started, tell everybody where they can find you.
So my social media handle for Instagram is Miss MS Tiffany Chantelle, and then everything else: Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. No, Threads will be the same as Instagram. It's all Tiffany Chantelle. Someone took my Instagram name, and I messaged that person. And I said, can you're never on Instagram. You don't even post. Can I have my name back? Nothing.
Oh,
Really?
I was like, I'm willing to pay you to have my name back.
They didn't even respond?
Nothing.
They probably don't have access to it.
I even try reporting the account that it's using my name. Nothing.
Are there any Tiffany Chantelles in the world besides you?
I don't think so. Unfortunately, apparently there's her, and she spells it the same way as I do.
Oh, you definitely had a stalker. 100%.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sketched out already.
So I can't change my Instagram handle. It's Miss Tiffany Chantelle. Everything else is Tiffany Chantelle. It's so annoying, but if you're listening, my stalker, please give me my handle back.
If there's any,
she even said she's willing to pay. We'll pay with Dogecoin.
What is the price? What is the price there?
I don't know. I don't know.
What are you willing to go up to? Just keep it low.
A
name's at least 500.
I was thinking that might be a little bit too much. She looks like a little kid.
This is getting strange.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this eventually. We're gonna get our team on it right away.
You know, I got to look it up, right? While you guys are just talking amongst yourselves.
Yes, look it up. Report it.
I gotta actually see this now. I'm gonna report it. Like I know her.
TIFFANYCHANTELL. It's not me.
I think that's how Instagram works. If enough people report something, they may actually suspend the account. So.
And I even said this person's trying to be me.
They've got 30 followers.
That's what I mean.
Did you ever try to follow them?
Yeah.
Did they accept?
No.
Wow, this is crazy. I don't know. I mean, it was enough to at least. I mean, they knew to at least make it private, which is just weird to me. You can't even see who their followers are.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, I'm gonna do my best to get this back.
I wish I had the X-Files sound.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this one. It's a different Tiffany in a parallel universe. And it's converging into each other.
You said it's a little kid. How do we know it's not you as a little kid?
Well, no, because there's a picture. You see the picture, or is there no picture?
There's no picture.
There's no picture right now.
Yeah, I don't know. This was years ago. I'm talking 2016. I've been trying to get this handle back, and nothing.
Wow, you got one day in person to not want to give this back.
Well, the thing was, my original Instagram name was Tiffany Chantelle, and one day I had an idea of, let me change my Instagram name. I didn't like it for a week, and then someone took that name. And then once someone takes it, you can't unless they change it.
Oh, this has to be someone.
It's someone. I think it's someone you know.
It's someone you know. It has to be. That's the only thing that makes sense. They're like, for a little kid.
You just haven't given them a big enough number. That's what it is. They're waiting for.
But I even messaged nothing. It doesn't even said read.
Nothing. When's the last time you tried? So they didn't always have the seen or read in Instagram.
I don't know, because I think now since I've reported this profile, it instantly like blocked me from seeing.
That person blocked you now.
I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go and message them. I'm gonna see
this
if I can
woman
get
impersonating.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get a red at least.
We might not even have the real Tiffany Chantelle on right now.
No, it's definitely me. I can show proof.
You know what the worst part is? Someone even snatched up Tiffany Chantelle with the underscore after your name.
Yeah.
So you can't even go that route.
I actually, oh wait, I could see it now. Yeah, look, can you see where it says like I've requested to be friends and it still says requested?
Yeah, I just messaged her. I said, "Hey Tiff." Let me see.
Like,
let me see if I can get something back.
Like, who are those 30 followers? That's
This
what I mean. It might be someone thinking it was me.
But at one point
That's
she accepted
what it
them.
is.
Was she always on private?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I mean, she accepted these.
And I
She's
think
never
at the
posted.
time there was a photo.
This is crazy.
What photo was it?
I don't. It was so long ago. I don't even remember.
It's so weird. It was a photo view.
Think about like what we're talking about right now. That like people can't even get their name. Like someone's being so spiteful that they're like, "Oh, I'm just not going to give it to them now." Like that's their set.
Yeah, I was signing up for another email, and somebody has a Reef Leader. Like, who's signing up in my name over here? Well, I know who.
We're live. I'm not going to say anything.
We
Not
can't
allowed to
name
talk
names
about your
live.
ex-wife. I'm not allowed to say her name.
No.
Getting into this week, we have a new week, more new distractions. The news is just filled once again with all these distractions. I don't know if you guys, if Tiffany, you keep up with the news, but it's just constant wave of distraction. We try to cover the news here, but as we read the news, it's like so ridiculous now. When you repeat it to yourself and start talking to somebody about it, you're like, "Oh, did you hear about that chemical spill again?" And it's like, "Oh, it's common." You know, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? And it's like everything so that's why this podcast will never die, because every week they give us all new content.
They give us some
week.
bullshit
They
every
give
week.
us
And
something
listen,
to
I
talk about.
definitely want to get Tiff's take on a lot of this stuff, but can I just say something? I live in North Carolina. There was no tornado here today.
Yeah, what was it? I got like a weather alert that there was some crazy ass tornadoes up there.
There was no tornado. Apparently, it wiped out Pfizer in North Carolina and took out 50,000 pallets of medication. And if I was a betting man, I'm going to say those are COVID vaccines that they're now going to claim insurance on. Because we all know no one's taking that shit. It's over.
Bro, it was
No one
a
else
direct
finds this
tornado
weird?
hit, bro. There's
Yeah,
nothing weird about it. There's nothing weird about it at all.
Was it DARPA? What was that fucking weather machine that they got?
Weapons, direct energy weapon, DW
HARP,
or something.
Yeah, HARP. Yeah, well, that's all conspiracy theories. You guys are off. You guys are off on the boat here, the reservoir here. I don't know what to tell you guys.
It's just a direct
tornado hit. It happens all the time, guys. Please.
Yeah, I've actually seen it where a tornado just literally comes down, spins around, and rips apart Pfizer. I'm sure that building was made very flimsily, if that's even a word.
Shout out to Pfizer for helping us out and getting us through the pandemic. We really appreciate you guys.
God bless.
Yeah. God bless.
Did you
Pfizer.
say we really appreciate you gays?
Sorry, I was projecting.
Holy shit. Is Pfizer a gay company?
I'm sure they have a couple gay people on the board. I mean, who doesn't now? You have to. I think it's almost it's like a prerequisite to have a Fortune 500 company. You need gay people on the board with all this ESG stuff. So
yeah, more power to them.
We can blame the gays on the tornado. How about that? Why not?
It sounds good.
But then that's what you're saying. Like, you see, we have all these disasters, and we're talking about it like it's a joke because chemical spill again, tornado vaccine, destroys Pfizer. You know, you have all these things, and we gloss over it because it's just constant bombardment of this type of shit, and we have no way to explain it. So we're just like, yeah, government stuff.
What if the tornado had picked up all these vaccines and just started jabbing people?
I mean,
at this point, could you pass to that by? Like, I mean, I don't know.
Oh,
Tiff, where do you stand on all this?
Global warming,
honestly.
You know?
Like, how do you feel about everything that's going on in the news? Like, are you buying it? Are you selling it? Like, what are you doing? Where do you stand? Tell us your political affiliation. Tell us.
And don't give us this political like.
Don't do
answer.
it.
Like, oh, I love everything.
Like, do you still watch Tucker Carlson or like what?
I feel like I can't talk political on here.
It's
Chris,
okay.
you know and honestly, you know my opinion. I just, for
Yeah.
my sake, I
I
can't
understand
talk
right.
about
completely.
it.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
just want to say disclaimer: we love everything about the vaccines. Okay,
Yeah.
here at the Haram Life, we support science, and we don't give a shit about anything else. We're a science-based podcast. That's what we do.
Chris took 6 of them.
Yeah,
Fucking loves it.
I am multiple boosts. Yeah.
but I mean, it is
Cancel.
like you have to be careful what you say because your opinion can literally get you canceled. Think about that. No matter what, if somebody will bring it up, this little clip, and be like, "Oh yeah, you want to get hired here? What about this little clip here with the Haram guys? Who are these guys?"
And all right, so and with that being said, and we're not even going to pretend to know your affiliation. I mean, you could literally be liberal for all I know. I really don't know. Are there certain political connections that can get you taken out in the reality world? I know that obviously you said you hadn't been in it since 2015.
So I haven't been in it since 2015, but I have a lot of projects in the works that I can't say yet. It's in the works. It's, being worked on. And then if all goes well, then I can talk about it.
Right.
But as of now, it's still under contract.
Right.
So if all goes well, I just don't want any, I guess like the thing is you never talk about politics
Ever or religion.
Yeah.
Because
like people find, especially what I'm trying to get into, you have fans who will find anything on you.
Oh,
Right.
And
absolutely.
it's just to protect myself, my children. I just don't want, especially with social media now these days, everything it's like what I learned when I first got social media when I was an NFL cheerleader. If you write it, you post it, even if you deleted it, you still wrote it and post it, and someone could take a screenshot of it within a second.
No,
It's there
100%.
forever. The internet is there forever. That's why when I
It's there forever.
It's crazy because I meet women that in the city that do OnlyFans, and they're like, "Oh, I'm just doing this now in my 20s," and I'm like, "Oh, sweetheart, it's there forever."
It's forever.
You-
No matter what, you can never hide what you do on social media, any social media platforms. It's there forever. Someone will find it.
Will you say there's more of a bias though? Like you could have a certain political view that won't get you canceled. There's just certain political views that will get you canceled.
I just think anything political now these days will get you canceled. It's just political talk back then isn't the way it is now. It's at a much different level where if you say one thing, you could offend someone by just saying something that's so innocent. You just don't know how people are going to react these days. It's so bad.
Crazy.
So with that being said, and what did you think about our exit strategy in Afghanistan? Holy shit, I love it. But no, I like that. Well,
and like especially like us as parents, like my kids are so young, but I think once they get to an age, maybe when they're 3rd, 4th grade, where they understand what's going on when it's like the election and they participate in school and like who you're going to vote for. My biggest thing is you can't talk bad about anybody that's running for office unless you know them personally. As a kid, you can't listen to what other kids are saying, because at the end of the day, do you really know about,
true.
You know what I mean? Because you know how kids go to school when the election was happening, they have their parents' ears, mouths running, and then they go to school and then they repeat everything their parents are saying. And then other children just take what they hear.
Lock her up, stuff like that.
Well, you just don't know. And it's like, I want to teach my kids, like, you can't say anything unless you know what you're talking about. Bottom line.
My nieces and nephews were going to school saying, Uncle Reef told me that everybody's lizard people and they work for the New World Order.
Like, let's dissect this for a second, right? We're talking about kids, right?
Yeah.
Now kids have to watch. You have to tell your kid to watch what they're saying, because ultimately, whether I think it's more dangerous, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, there is a chance when it comes to your college admission that someone might go back and look at something you wrote on Twitter or Facebook, be it, let's say it's something racist, right? Or something like that, that a little kid would say, we can all agree that your 7-8-year-old self is not the same person as your 18-year-old self who's now going to college, right? We've all done and said stupid things.
Yeah. Still doing it.
And those kids can literally now get denied or have their scholarships pulled because someone blows the whistle on them.
There was a baseball player, like I think he was going to go to Florida or somewhere down south. He got his scholarship revoked because he sang a rap song. Yeah. He sang every lyric of a rap song when he was like 13 years old.
You want to hear the best part about that story? He was
nuts.
Then offered, he was a white kid. He said the N-word in a rap song that has the N-word in it. He then was offered a scholarship by an all-black college because they wanted to prove the point, to say, we're okay with this. This is a young kid making a mistake. He got so much heat, he had to rescind the offer to that white kid.
Yep. And then it's like, what does that do for that kid's mental health?
Of course. You're
at
talking
that
about
age,
an 18-year-old kid. I mean,
who doesn't even know how to handle situations.
He's done.
Like this.
That's probably his dream.
Right.
That's probably his dream, to play college ball. Most kids, aren't going to go to the MLB who are playing baseball growing up, but college, that's an actual obtainable goal for a lot of kids who are playing right now. Like,
well, not only that, but what's going to happen when he can't play baseball, right? He's going to go into the real world. He's going to go through HR, and
he's going to pop up on Google searches.
Exactly. He's going to pop up on Google searches, and they're going to say, you got a better chance of getting a job as a pedophile around children than you do now because you said the N-word in a rap song when you were 12 years old.
Yeah, on a tweet or something.
This is crazy.
But that's like another thing too. Parents, I don't know. I won't let my kids have social media.
I'm with you on that.
I won't let my next wife.
How do you?
I don't understand.
My next wife won't have social media at all. Period.
First of all, kids should not be having phones. Think about it. When we were young, my nieces and nephews, look, I'm not their parent, but they have a phone that I have now. It's like, why does a child need to have $1,000 phone so they can go on Snapchat? We didn't have those things growing up. And we kind of did fine with that. We didn't know if you were invited to a party, you didn't know that someone else was invited and you weren't, because now we have Snapchat and everyone's Snapchatting where they are. And then it's hurting other kids' feelings. And then this is where cyberbullying's happening. And that's why I feel like our kids have it so much worse than we do. Because when we were kids, it was like, go outside, play. When it's dark out, you come home, go out with your friends, it wasn't this social media, because as an adult, it's bad sometimes for me, where sometimes I have to take a break. And for children who don't know how to handle that pressure, it's just not good. I don't know.
You're taking away the innocence of being a kid.
That's what it is too. Right.
And a lot of parents don't realize that. And listen, I'm not knocking anyone, because I do have close friends that are giving their kids phones. I'm personally I know I have friends that look at me and they think I'm crazy that I don't let the boys on an iPad. I have 2 iPads in my house. Once we started realizing what type of temperament they'd have after just watching it for a half hour, we're like, we're done. We're not doing this anymore.
I did the same with my son.
We don't let them have the phones. We don't let them do anything. If they want to watch something, they can put it on the TV, right? Just like I did when I was little. And a lot of people are like, oh, TV's not bad, because guess what? At least I'm interacting. I can sit there and I'm watching it with them. They're not just little zombies sitting in. We're talking
you don't
about
know what they're flipping through an iPad,
Exactly.
And that was the thing that I had with my son. When he started pre-K, there was no more naps. They had homework. And it was like a rude awakening for me, which I'm glad it was, where my son was watching TV and the iPad Monday through Sunday.
Right.
So finally, I'm like, I need to take the iPad away.
Right.
And for the first 2 weeks, it was 2 weeks of hell, because he was so used to it. Yeah, he was so used to it that he was angry and acting out. But then after the 2 weeks, now it's like a treat. It's like he gets Monday through Thursday, no TV, no iPad, no phone. The weekend, you can do whatever you want, but we're always busy during the weekend, where it's not like he's home on it constantly.
Right.
Sometimes it's a treat where he's like, oh, I can have, where he is excited But then there's times where I'm like, what are you watching? So now I had to delete YouTube and only keep YouTube Kids because you get like
YouTube Kids is
weird.
fire. And by the way, there are a couple of programs that are sneaking through the cracks on that. So now
That's
even
what I
with YouTube
mean.
Kids, you
And
gotta
it's
watch
just
out.
like sometimes if you're cleaning the house and your child's on an iPad and they're watching YouTube, it's like, well, what really are they watching? Because then I'm like looking at my son watching a video of a grown man dressed up in a costume. And I'm like, this is weird.
Right.
And like some parents who don't monitor their kids don't know what their kids are getting involved.
Yeah, it says a lot about like society now. Like that's the biggest thing for parents. Like they're so obsessed with what's going on their social medias that they don't even care. They're locked in on their phones. They're looking down.
It's so dangerous. So like social media, and like there's like young kids that are on social media right now. Like
kids,
it's straight up like addicted to getting like dopamine rushes. Like that's essentially what social media is right now.
And
like,
listen, and people don't want to hear this, but there's a lot that goes into those programmings that makes it very easy for grooming. And there's predators on those apps that know how to get children to bite. When we were young growing up, it was don't go up to a van, don't talk to a stranger who says he's got a puppy or candy, right? That was it. That was our max risk. Now you have to worry that some 50-year-old man is on the other side pretending to be this cute little girl in this picture that he stole from another person's site.
Yeah.
And he's having a conversation. He's duping your kid into believing that your kid now has a friend.
Yeah.
I mean,
back in the day, you just had to avoid the guy that said age, sex, location, pick to you. And that was it. That was a telltale sign.
Exactly. The old AOL. The old
AOL. Get a random AIM message from so like, I don't
here I am in the Sound Factory chat room. Some guy's asking me my age and location.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy. It's honestly,
crazy. And
scary.
It is scary. And I don't feel like children should need Snapchat, TikTok. Like, look, I like to look at TikTok because like when I put my kids to sleep, I'll like scroll through it. And there's some like entertaining things, like you get trapped in the rabbit hole. But like I'm as an adult can take myself out of it. These children,
I live in that rabbit hole, by the way.
Yeah, like these children get addicted, but then like these children are doing these dances to lyrics they have no idea what they mean. Like when I was 13, I was doing like the Cotton Eye Joe, and that
right.
you
know,
twerking.
Like
not even that, or like the lyrics where it's like I'm a savage.
Yeah.
Like like
yeah. That one. Oh man, I got people listening to the show right now that
every female rapper sounds the same now, though.
So,
every female rapper raps about the same thing: vagina, asshole. Like it's the same thing. Sex.
That's it.
Like,
WAP all day.
But these children are learning these dances that are just not children appropriate.
No.
Well, you know what the worst part about it is? Not only are we desensitizing the kids and we're literally turning them into adults right in front of our eyes.
That's what it is.
These are
and it's
also,
the female.
Yeah, these are
the girls.
These are also dances and things that are done that makes it very easy for a pedophile to sexualize your kid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And don't you ever question how some of this stuff goes viral? I think there's a lot of behind the scenes powers to be that kind of, runs this agenda, and that's why you see it. There's a reason why certain songs wind up on these viral TikToks.
Yeah.
Someone doesn't just randomly dance to I'm a savage, classy, bougie, whatever the fuck it is, right? That didn't just become something. That is a targeted campaign. Let's get kids dancing like grown ass hoochie ass women.
It's probably the music companies, like the record labels too. Because you ever wonder, like you listen to the radio, like how the fuck are these songs being played constantly when they're terrible? Like there's no way anyone actually likes these songs.
I agree.
I don't know. I just feel you gotta think about it. Look, when we were young, Eminem came out. He was like talking about how he wanted to kill his baby mama.
Yeah.
Based.
If that came out now and like the videos he would make, like I'm gonna throw you in the closet, and
Yeah.
it's like a whole different world now. Yeah. But we loved it.
We ain't done yet. This ain't the chorus.
Yeah, we did love it, but it was also like
such
a. It was different though. It wasn't like so sexually now. Like
that's what it is.
Right now, it's over sexualized everything.
But with that being said, I was 21, 22 years old when that song was around.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we weren't like, there wasn't like 12 and 13-year-old kids running around
and back then
singing
you
that
had
song and making videos to
It also wasn't like being played nonstop on the radio. Eminem, like there was like
Well,
one or
no.
two songs of his, but
Yeah,
not the ones that everyone complained about. Like,
Right.
But you got to realize we didn't have YouTube. Everything was
Yeah.
you had to go to the store and buy the CD.
Exactly.
If it had parental, you couldn't buy it unless you were 18. Like there's so many rules. Now like everything is available on the internet.
It's so funny. I do remember getting rejected for not being 18, I was trying to buy Cypress Hill one year, and the guy's like, "Yeah, you're 18. You have a guardian with you." And I remember telling my father, "I was like, can you buy me this album?" He's like, "Does it curse?" He's like, "Get the fuck out of here."
That's what I mean.
Exactly.
you guys have wild strawberries back, like those stores.
Yeah, it was called Strawberries. Shout out to Tony Zigarelli, who always hooked me up with the parental advisory because he was a grade ahead of me. He was 17 and I was 16. And anytime I'd go in for like Rage Against the Machine, White Zombie, any of the rap, Dr. Dre, any of that shit that had parental advisory, we just got in Tony's line and he was like, done. But with that being said, you can go on iTunes now. There's no ID check. You're literally logged in on your parents' shit. You can get whatever you want. Boom, boom, boom.
Man, I miss those days. I grew up in North Bergen, so we had like the local record shop, and they would have all the mixtapes, all the house rooms, Sound Factory versus Exits mixtapes and everything. Those were the good old days. I remember buying DMX on a cassette. Yeah. Cassette. Kids see a cassette now. They were like, "What is this, Mom? What's going on here?"
Or a phone.
Yeah.
In a house. A rotary phone.
Rotary phone, I mean, shit.
Well, if you ask a kid nowadays to like do like a phone signal, they'll do this versus like anyone like our age will do this. It's fucking weird. Like they have no idea like what an actual house phone like is.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. I miss the three-way house phones, the house calls we used to have. Remember? Oh, let me click in and like you talk to a girl in your class.
I don't fucking
likes you.
I don't miss the house phone, bro.
And now you're having a three-way conversation with two girls in your class all night, not even saying words to each other.
I have to deal with my mom listening to phone calls.
Yeah, my sisters used to listen and then they rat me out to my mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, but think about it. But think about it. We talk about being on the phone. We're more personable. These children, it's all.
Yep.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Like when I met my husband, he's 9 years older than me, and I'm the worst texter. When I text people, thank God there's a microphone button and I talk into my phone, because sometimes like just texting just doesn't come out the way you want it to come out. So when I had met him, he called me and I'm like, whoa, like I'm not used to that. And we would talk hours and hours on the phone. I'm not a texter. I'd rather call you, talk to you on the phone, because that's what I was used to.
Right.
Kids these days, like it's just a text. They can't even call.
I was talking to this girl that I met. We were getting to know each other, and I called her, and she denied the call and then texted me. She's like, "Are we gonna do a phone call right now?" I'm like, I think we should. I don't know. She's like, "Yeah, I'm not a big phone call person." I'm like,
"Yeah,
how the hell are you gonna know me? Like, I'm gonna text you. I'm sarcastic."
But that's what I mean with these kids now. Like, they're not going to be as personable how we are, because we were so used to a phone and conversating and talking for hours, because we didn't have cell phones to text. Well, we had cell phones, but you couldn't text. It was just
you had the snake game.
Yeah, you had to hit the 5 button 16 times to get a letter.
Yeah, or you just had to talk in code. 143, I love you, and 823 was thinking of you. Those are only 6 numbers I ever sent. That was it.
So it made you pick up the phone and call, or if you saw that person, you can have a conversation.
Right.
No, it is. That's also like what parenting, and like you guys don't know, like being single in a dating world, like that's the hardest thing is the cell phone. Going on dates, people checking their social media 37 times. And this is just normal people with like 100 followers. Like,
didn't you go on a date this weekend?
Oh, this was a fun one. I don't really get it.
By the way, I just have a question. She's a social influencer, correct? Or what are they called nowadays?
Yeah, whatever, influencer, whatever.
Is she a millennial?
I don't. Around 33 years old, but I don't really get into like the specifics of dates, But this one was a special one because this is what we talk about all the time, and we talk about it because we try to help other men out that are in the same position that are listening. And yeah, I went on a date with this girl. Everything was great. We go meet up at Electric, whatever the fuck that place was in Hudson Yards. We're having a great time, having drinks for 4 hours, having fun with everybody, taking pictures, enjoying our time, laughing. Then the end of the night comes around. Okay. And I notice she just had 4 espresso martinis and then looks at my glass and goes, "You gonna finish your wine?" I'm like, I mean, sure. Go ahead, finish it. She sucks it down. Now we're walking out. This is after 4 hours of hanging out. Like, I'm thinking to myself, the least this night I'm gonna make out with this chick. She's feeling me. I hit the jackpot. Beautiful girl.
Definitely getting your balls done. Sorry,
maybe.
Earplugs,
Who knows?
earmuffs.
Something, you know. Maybe I go there. Maybe a little kiss. I don't know. I'm thinking Reed Fleet just hit a home run. He followed the steps. This girl's laughing the whole time. Playful mood. Anxiety's low. I go pick up the car to pick her up. We're driving to her house, and she just starts sobbing, crying, just uncontrollably crying. And I'm like, oh boy. Now, as a man, you're the one thing you want to avoid at all times is a woman crying in front of you, anywhere, in the car, in front of you, dating, wherever you are.
Especially a stranger, by the way.
Especially a person you just met.
Wait, this was the first date? This was the actual first date?
First date, yeah.
Oh my.
Why was she crying?
That's a great question. I'm sitting there like driving, like hoping like I hit the navigation, like it'll go faster, but I'm just like, oh, this is just terrible. And I'm like petting her on her back, being like, it's okay. I mean, like, I don't know what to do at this point. I'm just like, yeah. And I'm like grabbing her hand. I'm like, are you okay? Is everything all right? She's like, no, you're just a great guy. You don't deserve this. And I'm like, oh, this was like 20 minutes going to Long Island City. And I'm like, oh my God, this is such a bad position. God. And then I drop her off and she just pops up. Oh, thank you so much. I had a great time. I'm like, oh, this girl just put on an acting job.
She fucking raised you out of a free meal.
Oh my God. I just got
you were her Uber ride, pretty much.
I was her Uber ride and her sponsor for the night, I guess. But that's what the only thing is, because I was like trying to ask, is everything all right? Can you explain to me? I was like, you obviously need someone to talk. Now I'm trying to actually be nice. I'm like, you obviously need somebody to talk to. I'm here. You should talk to me. And it's just like, no, it's okay. You wouldn't understand. This is a lot, so many emotions to me. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. First date.
Did you see actual tears?
Oh, I saw tears.
It had to be the wine.
Yeah, it had to be the wine. After the 4 espresso martinis and the wine, it probably just mixed up together.
So did you drop her off?
Drop her off.
Follow up?
I sent the text being like, I had a great time, just so I can get a confirmation. So I'm not on some podcast the next day saying some guy made me cry. So I'm sitting there going, we had a great time, right? Everything's cool. Just send the text. Send the text. She's like, I had a great time. I'm like, thank God. Then the next morning is, I'm so sorry. You know, I was getting a little emotional. I had too much to drink. Okay. And then the next day I get a breakup text. I'm like, I get a text saying, oh, you know, I need a little space. Dating you made me realize I need to work on myself. And, you know, I hope good luck. Yeah.
Drinks.
Going out. No, going out with you in one day, because, you know, me, I'm just such this amazing guy. You know, going out one day, it's unlocked everything. And now she needs to heal.
Okay. Now it's panel time. Tiff, we'll let you kick this one off.
Yeah.
So coming from a girl, I think she was probably in a relationship. You were the rebound. You were the rebound. And I think by her going on the date with you, she might have missed the ex and her emotions. Because if you said you got a breakup text after,
I
think she probably felt guilty or something.
Yeah, that's what I think too. That's what I think.
Like, she felt guilty going on a date. She thought she was going to be guilty or whoever this other person is. And that's why she just kept drinking her emotions. And then it all just came out. Because for someone to just cry and say, I don't deserve you, and then say, I'm sorry,
it's too much. You know, usually I'm the one crying at the end of the night. I'm like, please let me in.
I'm going to go with, she decided that you're just not her type.
Yep.
Instead of just having an adult conversation and saying, hey, this was fun, but I like you as a guy, I'm going to just put you in the friend zone. It is what it is. We're adults. We can have this conversation. She decided to go on and put on the performance of her life, ultimately playing herself and settling the verdict that she's an absolute piece of shit. So if you're listening to this, that's what I think you are. I think that you played yourself. I think that you put on a show, you put on an act, and you're probably at some point when the dust settles going to use this bullshit to continue to push your agenda on your social media platforms. Kudos to you. You got a free meal and 4 drinks. Who drinks 4 drinks on a first date too? Like,
no, it's
alcoholic.
I don't even like to drink that much. I mean, I'll have a couple glasses of wine, but I really don't like to, because then once I get going, like I can't stop. Once I get drunk, I just start saying crazy things. Like I'm a doctor and stuff like that.
Yeah. Did you drink at all?
I had a couple drinks. Yeah. The second glass of wine I had, she finished.
That's what I'm saying. Her reaching across, like she was there for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
Sean,
I
what
think,
about you?
I
What do
think
you
Tiffany nailed it. I think she was either cheating on you or you were like a rebound.
Yeah, because I don't
yeah.
think because I think if like I went on a date and I wasn't attracted to someone, I wouldn't be so dramatic and like start crying. I think I would just been like, okay. And then just if you texted me, I probably would have texted back and just like ghosted you as,
Yeah. That's what most women do.
But the fact that she cried was emotional, dramatic. I think she had a lot of stuff going on in her head.
Yeah.
She got too drunk.
You know what my problem is with the crying?
leaking out a little bit.
You want to know what my problem is with the crying? And this is just the detective in me. If you're feeling emotional and you've now had 4 drinks, you're how by the way, how long did you guys hang out for?
Like 4 hours.
Okay. Your guilt already sets in at 2 hours.
Yeah.
The crying would have happened during dinner.
Yep.
She waited until it was go home time to put on the Academy Award performance to say, this is how this date's going to end. And this is going to tee me up for tomorrow's breakup text. So I never have to deal with this kid again.
She may have genuinely felt bad for you. Like that, like she was doing this, like leading you on the whole time. It sounds like it was probably a good date right up until that point.
Yeah, it was.
You know
a
what
great
I think?
date.
Let's just be honest. Whatever she said was not the truth. So I think she should defend herself. Yeah. I think if she wants to be an actual good person,
come on the show. Come on the show and explain.
And ride the Sibian.
Yeah.
I'm serious. You should come on the show and defend your bullshit actions and tell us what the real story, because we just gave you the 2 options. It is one of those 2. Be honest with yourself. Be a good person.
Yeah, but you see,
what's her social media name?
But like again, but see, this is what happens. This is how we lead to a cycle of people being broken and people being fucked up. Like you have that bad experience. Me personally, I don't really give a shit. I just find it weird that it happened, and it's a good story to tell here. But like for most men, that's kind of traumatizing. Like you have a good time with somebody, and then you don't even get an explanation. You just get, hey, listen, you're just I need to heal, and that's it. But you had somebody give up all this emotion in front of you in the car, and you don't even have any explanation at all. If a cop would have pulled me over, she would be crying in my car. Like the optics are so bad.
She could be a pathological liar, and she does this all the time.
And she's 33. I feel like she's still young, like an immature 33, like hasn't found out like what she wants in life yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of women now in New York City, but you're getting close to the age with no kids at 33 that it's like we got to start figuring shit out. The independent like queen movement that they push is like, hey.
Well,
like,
what age does millennial age stop? What's the age range?
82 probably, right?
No, I'm 86 and I'm a millennial. So I think is it 87, 88, like where the cutoff, because she might not be in a millennial.
Wait, what comes after millennial? No, that should be 89.
Gen Z.
Gen Z, yeah, they're the new people.
All right, wait, and what are you?
Millennial. I was 86.
That's what I am then? That's what I am?
Yeah, that's what we are. We're millennials, yeah.
Yeah, I think it goes up to like 95 or something like that.
Yeah.
Millennial.
To be honest with you, it's the environment.
We looked it up one day on the show, I think.
It's the environment in New York City too, the dating environment. There's so many options. And
it's from 1996.
Yeah, so
1981 to 1996.
The cusp of whatever that is, the new generation. But it's a lot. You see it a lot. I bring it up because it's a common theme you see with people. They're not really serious when they are dating, but they come off and they sell themselves as this is what I want, this is what I need. And then when you meet those, it's like they keep adding new requirements. Like now I need to just deal with crying bitches. Like, what am I going to do?
It's so crazy. I don't know. I just feel like in my 20s, I lived my life. I got to do what I wanted to do. And then like, once I hit 30, I was like, all right, if I don't make it to where I want to make it in my life, in the industry, then I'm ready to settle down and start life where I have no regrets. At 33, I already had my first kid.
I'm saying this, bro, the consensus I think here is you dodged an absolute bullet.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think her reaction kind of worked out in your favor.
Yeah. No, I definitely dodged the bullet here. But, like I was saying before, like there's no like recourse for what you just did either. There's no accountability. It's just to say is I need to heal.
She's being judged on the show right now. This is her purgatory. I might even message her.
Did you how did you respond to her last text?
I didn't.
Like you just
didn't respond. Yeah, there was
That's
no need.
good.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say because I won't say anything positive. And honestly, as much if she was lying or whatever, I don't really want to add into whatever's going on because whatever I'm going to say is just going to make it worse. So just leave it as is.
I think I'd be freaking out a little bit having a random chick crying in my car at night.
Well, yeah,
like
12 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
it was definitely like something I was like, this is not good. This is the first time a woman is in my car and I wasn't the reason why she was crying. I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. And then you're just like, oh no, this is bad.
Well, you don't even know she's so drunk. Maybe she fucking thought you did something. Who knows?
That was my initial reaction. I was like, did I say something? I'm like, as I'm driving, I'm replaying in my head if I said something stupid or if I insulted her. I was like, what's going on here?
This is crazy that you have to worry about shit like this. This is why you should have never fake cried in the car. You should have cried back, bro.
I should have. That's what I should have done.
Started bawling.
Should have outcried her.
I should
have outcried her. Exactly.
I should have grabbed both her hands and looked at her and said, I feel your pain, and just start sobbing with her.
No, you should have just looked at her and grabbed her and be like, I think I'm pregnant. That's it. And then she would have said, you got to drop me off. And you would have been like, okay.
I'd say it all the time. It's like I woke up in The Walking Dead, like this new dating scene after being with somebody for like 6-7 years and then seeing this new dating scene. It's like,
I couldn't imagine.
This is like something that's like, it's like out of this world almost.
Well, the rule of thumb is you can't look for it. It finds you.
Oh, of course. Yeah. You can't look for it. But if you're not out there, you're never going to get laid. So you got to go out there and look for it. You got to look for something because if you're sitting there, for some reason, I don't have models coming to my house, knocking on my door.
Not yet, though, bro. Not yet. Give it time.
Not yet. A couple more episodes.
Yeah.
Might be a wrap for you.
But it is true. You can't really force it because then you start ignoring red flags. Even when you see somebody that's like really cool in the first date, you see little things like somebody calling them a million times and you're like, whatever. Or that you see like the drinking of the alcohol too much. You're like, whatever, we're having a good time. But these are legitimate red flags that you just overlook because you want it so bad. You want this to work out. You see this person you're getting along with. So you totally ignore all the things that you're taught not to. And that's the problem is like, it is true when you're looking for it. So you do kind of make a mistake that way. And you just got to but I'm not going to lie. I have a lot of fun going on dates. It's so funny because I know when to turn on the character. Yeah, 4 drinks.
I would question my wife if she like asked to finish my glass of wine.
That's what I'm saying. That's a fucking bold move.
I mean, I'm thinking that she finishes the glass of wine. Rita might be getting late. Yeah. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here.
Ride home is about to be a good one.
Yeah, but think about it. Would you want your future wife to be a one-night stand?
No.
So
2-night stand maybe.
Yeah, 2 nights, 3rd night definitely, but 2-night, no way. I don't know. You got to see what they're about.
Didn't you just before this podcast started say you were going to Australia to meet an OnlyFans girl?
Look, if you want to have fun, that's totally. But if you're looking for a wife, you got to look. Do I want to go on a date with a girl that's going to give it up the first night?
No.
Tiff, what do you got in your network? What are we doing for Uncle Reef over here? What do we got? You got all my friends.
Yeah, but they're all married.
Good
women literally have not one single friend.
Good women are surrounded by other good women. That's what I've noticed.
It's true.
The women that are married that are trying to hook me up with their girls that are like why would I want to hang out with a horse? Like, I don't know. It's just so weird.
Yeah, like all my friends. I don't think I'm like thinking like not one of my friends are single. They're all married with children or about to have children.
They got to have younger sisters or something.
A niece nurse or something like that.
Playing the odds at this point. It's got
Listen, Tiffany's got a vast network, right? We're putting her on now.
Yeah.
We're gonna see.
What are your contacts at the Jets cheerleading squad still?
They don't have cheerleaders anymore.
No, they don't. That's right. Yeah. What happened with that? When did that happen?
So COVID was there was football season 2019 into 2020, because then that was the last Super Bowl before COVID, because COVID technically didn't hit us until like March, April of 2020. So the season of 2020 in the fall, there was no cheerleaders. And then for 2021 and 2022 and 2023, they just stopped because I think other teams were suing the NFL. Like, I believe at that time, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders were suing the organization because they had a TV show. And I guess one of the cameramen were taking pictures of some of the girls in the locker room. It was like a whole big lawsuit. So Woody Johnson is the owner of the New York Jets. And when Trump was in House, I think he was in Congress or something like that.
He was the representative for Israel, I think.
That's something like that. Yeah, so yeah. He basically moved to London, and then he couldn't run the Jets program. So his brother took over. And I guess when Woody Johnson came back, when Trump didn't win the election, he was like, fuck this. He was like, I'm not risking it. I'm not putting cheerleaders. And then my ass gets sued, like right when I just came back.
That was the flight crew, right? That's what it was called?
Yeah, the flight crew.
I remember I used to get the bikini, the calendar.
The calendar, yeah.
And I used to hang it in my locker room every year.
Tiff, weren't you in that calendar?
I was in the 2013 calendar.
This just got awkward.
I don't have a box filled with them somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, so now
what month was that? What month was that?
What month for what? My picture?
Yeah.
February of 2013.
Gotcha. We could never see February on his calendar because it was always stuck together. I love you, Dante. Shout out to Dante for letting you actually do this show with us tonight.
He's a saint.
How is Dante?
He's good. He's like all about.
I see you just got his Instagram back out. He just got his Instagram back.
Yeah. Someone tried to take his account.
Probably that little bitch, Tiffany Chantelle.
So his account got compromised, and like he didn't have it for almost years. I was so determined to get it back. So finally I was like, give me your information. The thing was, his account got compromised, and I guess at the time when he changed his password, his phone died. So he didn't remember what he put for a new password, and it never got saved on his phone. So every time he tried to go in, it wouldn't allow him. And then they said, oh, we'll send you a link to reset your password. But the email that he had connected to his Instagram when he first joined, he doesn't have that email anymore.
It's gone.
Because he changed his business name.
Right.
So then I was like, well, go log into your old domain, pay for it so you can access your email. But then someone had bought that domain. So he was fucked. So finally there was a way I got in, and then he had to like.
Someone's trying to take all your guys' info or something. Like, just you guys got to stop getting rid of your usernames and shit.
Unbelievable. So now he has it back.
Well, so we're gonna stick into the dating things. I want to cover something with Tiffany. I want to get her reaction, and I know Legend, and I don't think Chado's heard about this, but in the news, well, in social media news and culture news, I think you would say, Baby Rexha. You guys know Baby Rexha, right? The singer. The Albanian singer.
She's Albanian? I was going to say.
Yeah, she's Albanian. She, she's a, I guess, somewhat famous singer. But
no, she's famous. She had the song Havana, right? Havana.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was her name.
Yeah.
Havana. Isn't that
someone else? Am I wrong?
Yeah, no.
That's Camila Cabello, no?
Yeah.
That's a new song.
That's not the same person?
No.
I thought they were the same person. What's that song she sings? She did a country song.
Let me tell you a little background about this story. She's dating somebody, and her boyfriend or whatever, she asked if she's getting fat. So he tells her that she's gaining a little weight, and she posts the conversation to social media. That's the new thing to do right now, is post all your intimate conversations now on social media. And here's his response. And he's telling her, like, I think you're beautiful. You just gained a couple pounds. And she broke up with him because of that. So my question is, because I was dating somebody, I was married to somebody who gained like 60 pounds in over 4 months. And it was hard to communicate. Like, I was trying, like, let's go to the gym. Let's go do this. Like, I didn't know how to just say, hey, listen, it's not healthy what you're doing. We got to get your shit together. Like, how does a man confront a woman with this?
Okay.
Wait until she loses that weight and then remind her, hey, don't go back to that. All right, but go ahead, Tiff.
I think every female is different, especially women. There was a time, like, especially, and I'm sure Whitney has gone through it, like after you have kids, your body changes, you gain, a percentage of weight. And then, after each kid, it gets harder and harder to lose that weight. But I just feel like some women get comfortable and lose themselves. I think because I've been in the entertainment industry, I never want to feel like I ever lost myself. So I like when people are up forward with me. I think I take criticism well, like I improve from criticism. So I think for her to just break up with her boyfriend, I think she's taking her inner issues that she has with herself for letting herself gain that weight out on him.
So how do
Because
you
think about it.
how do
Because
you
think
go
about
about
it.
that?
Because think about it. He loved her.
Lie?
He still stayed with her while she gained the weight.
Yeah.
And he, and then she took it in a way where, oh, let me take more. Like, I think she took it out on him.
This is gaslighting. She wanted to break up with her boyfriend. She using these fucking excuses. Stop using these excuses. Stop fake crying in cars.
That text was not mean. What I was reading.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't. No.
And I also feel like I like joke about it when people break up, like couples break up. That's when the couples tend to look better. They get skinnier. So I always like joke, oh, can someone break up with me so I can go on the breakup diet? So maybe he now I don't know, maybe she might get skinnier. Look, I'm not downgrading anyone that gains weight. Like some people have health issues and stuff like that. But, my husband and I are very upfront with each other. He's all about health now. He stopped drinking. He's working out. He's like, I want to get back in shape. And I'm like, good. But is that her?
Yeah, that's her.
I mean, I noticed when she got hit in the face with that phone the other day, I was like, damn, she looks a little thicker than I remember.
I think she's just thicker.
Yeah, she's built thicker than most people.
Favors.
Yeah.
She would have broke her jaw. It would have been wired. That could have helped.
I don't know. I think if my husband ever said, hey, Tiff, you're a little bit too comfortable, or even if he was giving me the hints, like, let's go work out, or eating healthy, deep down inside as a woman, your issues, if you're gaining weight, but you won't talk about it. Maybe I might have said, why do you think I'm getting fat? Is there an issue? And if he's like, well, I just think I think that would motivate me to work harder in.
Yeah, I would never just break up with. I would never tell Whitney. I'm like, hey. By the way, shout out to Whitney. She is actually 3 pounds under her pre-pregnancy weight.
Good for her.
Good for her.
And of course, you think my beautiful wife goes and puts it all over social media and show everyone that she got her shit back? Nope. No. She's just like, you like the way I look? I'm like, yep. Was I fat? Nope.
Nope. But how do you? What do you go about when it does happen? Because there is times like they gain weight from the baby weight and everything else. But what if there's no baby and you're seeing 30, 40 pounds add on? How do you go about it? Like, what do you do? I would just do like, oh, you want to work out today, and that would lead to a fight.
No, listen. Honestly, for something like that to happen, and you're living together, you're probably not helping making the best decisions either. Me personally, if I was in that situation, like she didn't have any kids and she wasn't going through that, I'd probably take over the kitchen. Like, I want to start meal prepping. I'm going to start doing it for me because I want to get myself back into shape.
So you're saying zip tying the cabinets was the wrong move?
Wrong move.
I just think
smack the cookies out of the hand.
I think the way you went about it would be like, I'm going to do this for me.
Yeah.
So that the other person doesn't feel.
If you want to jump in, help me get motivated, us doing it together might be motivation for each other. But if not, it's cool. I'm just going to do me.
I would never answer the question.
No way.
I would never answer it in a way of like, yeah, I'm affirming that you gained weight.
Yeah, if she asked me, do you think I gained weight? I play that sound. But that's like
the thing. And like I said, every woman is so different. I just feel that's such a sensitive subject for women these days. I don't know. I just feel some people.
Listen, if she's asking you, she already knows.
She knows.
Weight. Well, there's a very simple answer to this. Like, I don't know if you did, babe, but if you did, you're carrying it great. That's it, and move on. And she's still going to tell you you're an asshole and a jerk off later on at night, anyways, because you're going to do something else. But at least stay away from the fat party. You know, you want to go to that's a party you don't go to. That's a party.
Do we know if her boyfriend was is he a celebrity or just a no name?
I think he's the guy with money. I don't think he's a celebrity.
Yeah.
I think he's just somebody with a lot of money.
Man, because if it was just someone she met, like, you know, he got really lucky. He's a fucking idiot for opening his mouth. Like,
but my other thing is too, why did she have to post it on social media?
I don't. This is the new thing.
But did she need that clarity from other people to make her feel good? To like, let me post what my boyfriend wrote to me. He called me fat, technically, and let me get, like, I just feel like people who do that, they have like inner demons within themselves and they're going through issues where they need to like expose other people to make them feel good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
She's got some confidence issues going on. She got to take
care
of herself.
Yeah. This whole like putting your business on social media. We saw it with Jonah Hill last week, his ex posting stuff. Now you're seeing it now. I mean, it just
what happened with that?
Well, last week Jonah Hill's ex-girlfriend wrote he wrote down like all these lists of boundaries that he has. Like, I don't want you posting pictures of you in a bikini, hanging out with men, going out, hanging out with whores. He said all this stuff, and he goes, if that doesn't work for you, then me and you can't be together. And then she posted up saying that he's been emotionally abusive to me and posted that actual text, which when you read it, it's pretty reasonable. You know,
actually, the way you just described it made it sound a lot worse than
it was.
It
didn't
really
sound as bad
text.
as that, even.
He basically said that he had some boundaries for him to feel comfortable in a relationship. And if she wanted to do them, she can continue to do them, but they just wouldn't mesh relationship-wise. It was pretty well thought out.
It's not right to like lead someone on if it's not going to work.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're going to be uncomfortable, and we talked about this a million times before, there's a difference between being uncomfortable and being insecure, right?
Correct.
If you're uncomfortable with someone is doing something that's putting you in a situation where you're just not feeling good about yourself, that doesn't always necessarily mean you're insecure. It means that they're hurting you.
Yeah.
And you would rather take yourself out of the situation.
But
and if
like
someone gets offended by that, that's crazy. You're not an adult. I'm sorry. If someone can't have a conversation with you and say, hey, listen, I'm uncomfortable with this and I don't want it to turn into a fight or a relationship where it's going to be toxic. These are things that this is me. Like, I'm not comfortable about these things. And if you want to continue to do that, I don't want to stop your growth as a person either.
Yeah. It's not unreasonable things either. Like, if you're in a relationship and you have a guy best friend that you just can't get rid of, like, it doesn't look good. It doesn't matter. We don't understand. Men won't understand that relationship because we don't really mesh with other men like that we don't know. You know, it's just the way we are. We're tribal. We're built that way. Our DNA. So when another man is there, we're like, I don't want my wife hanging out with another man, like getting her attention, telling her things. It's just a weird thing. But also saying, like, we say this before, what's more secure? A man that knows his boundaries and tells you this is what my boundaries are, or a man that's just going to say, yeah, baby, go ahead, do what you want, and then fight with you anyway. Like, which one is more, the man that knows his boundaries is a lot more secure and is willing to let you go. That's how secure he is. He's like, listen, I'm good with my shit. If you're not following, see you later. Yeah. But on the other hand, if you're going out and he's like, oh, you're going out tonight? Who are you going out with? All right, have a great time. See you later.
I totally agree on you that, especially I feel, look, my husband doesn't care what I post, but I like limit it. Like, especially when I was pregnant, there was some pictures that people like to post when they're pregnant. They like to do like the naked photos. But what's the need to post that on social media?
Yeah, let's stop that.
Why do you need to post a picture of you holding your boobs, your private part, showing your belly, but being naked and posting that? Like, if I did a photo shoot like that, I could never, ever
I will say, though, like when my wife took pictures like that, those are some of the hottest, most turned on pictures on the planet.
For you.
But they should not be for anyone else.
No, they're for you.
So I agree. 100%.
If you want to hang them up in your house in a huge frame, but for those to be posted on social media and have other men look at that.
Agree.
especially as a woman, I just feel like it's a little inappropriate. What are you trying to gain by posting that? So people could see like, oh look, she's naked. She has a hot body. She
Right.
needs that clarity.
Right.
Yeah, it's all for clout. It's all it's all chasing attention.
Yeah.
Like we said before, it's that dopamine hit, But it's such an intimate thing. You don't need to be posting naked body on that on an Instagram site just because you're pregnant. It's just such a weird thing. Like when your kid
Like,
gets
don't get
older,
me wrong, I
know?
love like the photos with the dresses and all of that, but like the ones that are just
Yeah. No, I totally agree too. I that's like a newer fad that just started, right? The last 5, 6, 8 years or something.
Yeah.
Like everybody starts like posting naked or
Well, it's
lingerie
because-
pictures.
yeah.
What is that called? Wait, what is that called? Actually, as a matter of fact, we've had a girlfriend that did this. I think they're called boudoir.
Oh yeah. She sent me. It was during your wedding. It was actually during your wedding. I got the pictures.
This motherfucker dated a girl who did a shoot where she was in
like old school lingerie.
Yeah, like lingerie, and they did a full blown shoot, and I had no idea it was a thing, and they had basically like broken up, and he had listed one of the reasons he was a little annoyed about this, and I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, send me a pic. And he just sent me like one of the the G-rated ones, and I go, wait a second. She went and hired a photographer so she can put on lingerie and take these fucking pictures, like, and you didn't break up with her immediately. Like, I'm sorry, that is crazy. These shoots are crazy.
I think my first response when she sent me those pictures, I'm like, what man took these fucking pictures?
Yeah, who took these photos?
I'm like, what man took these photos? Because when I had my photography page, I was telling girls, I was like, yeah, I could take these pictures, sure. I was being a straight up creep. Like,
wait, so what are they called? Just so, is it boudoir? A boudoir?
I don't know what it's called.
They're in, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't do lingerie photo shoots.
God damn it!
I don't own lingerie.
Is there a chat up by any chance? Oh, hold on. There's comments here. Let me look. Someone may have commented here.
No, they didn't.
Hold on.
But yeah, again, I get what she was trying to do.
Ace,
I get what she was trying to do, and it's a good way to get me going. But my head, I'm like, why is she posting? Like, I didn't even find it like so sexy. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, what are you taking pictures? Who took these pictures? And this is a whole ordeal. There was a production here. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
How long did you date after that?
I didn't. No, that was it. We didn't date after that. That was like the last final like Hail Mary to come back, and I was just like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
that's it
dude,
for that.
I remember, I couldn't even believe it, and then I had asked my sister about it because they all lived in upstate, and she was like, oh yeah, everyone up here is doing it.
Jesus Christ,
fucking terrible.
I should have done it back. I should have had like a sexy photo shoot back, like me dressed in some kind of like provocative way.
Yeah, like a union, like your union uniform.
Yeah. It's just me in a hard hat.
So gay.
Me in a hard hat wearing one of those vests, those green vests, the construction vests.
Just it.
Oh shit. I can't. Oh man. That's awesome, bro.
I mean, you're willing to do sometimes when it's too late. When
you went through some hell with that girl.
Yeah, well, you're willing to do anything to get somebody back, get that feeling back, but I don't think sending lingerie pictures is the way to go. How about having a conversation? That goes a long way. The simple things.
Yeah.
How about ask how I'm doing? Don't send me lingerie pictures. Is that me being I'm like, who took these pictures? What are you talking? That's my first question. Yeah. I didn't even say you were beautiful. I was like,
yeah, like what comes after this? Your first boy girl scene?
Like, I'll even admit, even like when I was, submitting for Sports Illustrated Swim, like obviously you have to do photo shoots in a bathing suit, submit the pictures, do like a submission video. And there would be times like I didn't want to even post it on social media, but I would have to tag them to get their attention, to see my video, to see my application. And finally, 2 years ago, they created their own app. And I was like, oh, so like everything now gets posted on their app. It doesn't have to get posted on your Instagram, none of that. So it like made me feel better because I'm like, I'm taking pictures in like certain bathing suits that I wouldn't even wear like to the beach on a daily basis. These are just for like if I was going to Miami, or like there's like Miami bathing suits and then there's poolside bathing suits.
By the way, shout out to the Miami pass. Like I like there's something about Miami that even like if you go with your wife, you're like, oh, we're going to the rooftop, whatever. You want to hang your tits out?
But that's
Miami.
what I mean. You have Miami bathing suits and you have poolside
you can
bathing
do what you
suits.
Want.
Like,
yeah. Well, you got the Pharrell hat. Put them in the Pharrell hat. Let's walk around.
I was down the shore the other day on the beach, and everybody's wearing Miami bathing suits now.
Yeah,
it's like, what's going on here?
The G-string, right? The
ass is out everywhere, and I don't like that.
I gotta say something about that because I have noticed it here in Carolina, and I'm talking like 15, 16-year-old girls wearing these bathing suits now.
Yeah.
And like my first reaction is I want to walk up to the father and punch him in his face. And when he gets up, be like, what the fuck was that? Be like, did you see your daughter's asshole is out?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like a common thing now. Ass is out everywhere. It's weird,
it's not bro. We live in such a weird world.
You got to blame the parents.
It's unbelievable.
It's that attention world. I've had conversations with women when I was dating. Like we'd get dressed up to go out, and then I'd be like, what are you wearing? Like this, I can't go out with you with this. And they're like, why? It's you're so insecure. I'm like, no, I don't need the whole rest of the restaurant honing in on you.
Because it's Tuesday night and we're at Harrah's, you asshole.
It's Tuesday night. We're going to fucking Chili's. Like, relax.
Yeah. What are you doing? This isn't the after dark party. It's fucking Tuesday night. I got a free room. Take the shit off. What are you doing?
No, I've had to say, like, you got to change. Like, I can't go out like this. This is crazy. Your ass and your tits are out. This is too much for me.
Pick one.
Like, sometimes, as a woman, you got to get comfortable with your man and understand that he's making a right decision. You got to kind of submit to that too and be like, all right, he's not just being a dick. He knows maybe a little bit better, because it is sometimes for us. If your girl looks good, guys are going to come up to you. It doesn't matter if you're there or not. Men will come up to you. It doesn't matter. And then at that point, it becomes a situation. Because you can't just sit there. Your wife's going to look at you, your girlfriend. If some guy's talking to her, you'll be like, honey, what are you doing here? You're going to look like a simp. You'll be like, yo, what's going on? Now, because you're wearing a hot dress, now it became an ordeal.
Like they're knocking Arif's Pharrell hat off.
Yeah, they're knocking my hat on. Some guy's bullying me, telling her, what are you doing? What are you doing with George Costanza here?
Yeah. Go get us a drink, bud.
Yeah, go get us a drink.
Yeah, here's a couple Muldoons. Here's a couple bucks. Go get us a drink. Your wife's thirsty.
Hey, what are you going to get me and your wife?
And that's been one of some of the more difficult conversations, because I've been out recently with some girl who was like wearing a cocktail dress, and I'm like, listen, like cocktail low cut dress, and I'm like, where are we going right now? I'm just taking you to like the local bar here. And then you're so insecure. This just makes me feel like so like, I'm like, oh my God. I still love it.
There really is only a few places that you can get a pass. Like
Miami's one of them.
Yeah, you take a girl on vacation. If you guys are just dating, she is allowed to wear whatever she wants in Miami.
Yeah,
that's one place.
In Miami, 100%.
Yeah, in Miami.
Vegas.
If you're going to Vegas is another one. If you're going anywhere international that has a party scene, like an Ibiza or like
True, I totally agree.
Something like that. If you're going to Encore in like Atlantic City on a Sunday, you don't get those passes. It's different. We're going to be around people from Philadelphia. Okay.
Yeah. If you're in Seabright in the Jersey Shore, relax.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Take it easy.
This is Jenks. Okay, this is Jenks.
Well, I walked by Tiki Bar last week. It's still the same people at Tiki Bar. It's almost as if I didn't see anything. Like, this is the same people at Tiki Bar. I didn't realize it was still a thing.
Well, you know what the best about Tiki is? It's now I see families going with, and they're bringing their kids, which I personally like that. I love seeing that shit. You're now passing on the traditions. So I personally like to see it.
I don't know, bro.
You're not into it?
No, I'm into it, but the people there, it's just,
you gotta try Funtown Beach.
Where's that?
It's in Seaside Park. See, nobody knows about that.
No, what's this?
Why don't you plug you got a hotel down there, right?
Yes. So my husband owns a motel called the Belvedere Hotel in Seaside Park. And that's all I know.
Great motel, by the way. It's phenomenal. You guys definitely book a room off season.
Yes, or in season. Close to the boardwalk, close to the beach, all one like block away. Anyways, so they're on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, Funtown Beach, Seaside Park. It's a private beach. It's connected to the sandbar. You can bring your kids on the beach, drink alcohol. They have a DJ. You can rent cabanas.
Oh, that sounds like a good time.
And your kids are with you.
That sounds like a real good time. See,
That
that's
would be a
good.
good spot to meet a
And
broad.
then there are boardwalks there, you know.
I haven't been down in Seaside in such a long time. It
think we
has
just
to be
gave
like
Reef
5
his
years.
next date.
So we just did Christie's 40th birthday at Funtown Beach. I
Oh,
told
that's where it
Alex.
was. I did see
Yeah.
the pictures. Yeah.
So I told Alex, I'm like, do it here because I always want to go to Jenks. I'm like, no. I'm like, Jenks, you can't bring alcohol on the beach. You have to stay like in the bar. I'm like, so if your kids are playing in the sand, you got to like take turns.
Right.
Like, it's stupid. I was like, you can actually bring alcohol on the beach, like a cooler. You can hire a bartender. If you get a cabana, have a bartender there.
Amazing.
And
Oh, that's
loved
great.
it.
I didn't even know about that.
And the
I didn't know
cabanas
that
are
at
so
all.
cheap.
Yeah, I
think
think in
if
Long
you-
Branch they're mad expensive if you go to Long Branch.
No, a cabana
Yeah.
is like $150. It fits like 5 people, 5 chairs. And then if you have like a group of people, they can sit outside of the cabana because who wants to be inside a cabana at the Jersey Shore? Everyone likes the sun. They like to, what is it? GTL?
Gym Tan Laundry.
Really acting like you don't know GTL all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
What is
I
that? What's that
don't.
word called?
I'm
This
not a
must be
Jersey.
this must be the Amazing Race, Tiffany.
No, I'm so, like I said, my husband owns a motel. I've been there maybe like 3 times. I'm not a Jersey Shore girl.
All right.
The shores. You know what's funny is no matter how much we get older, the shore doesn't. It's still the same. Like DJs.
I never liked it.
You know, we loved it.
I love DJs, don't get me wrong. Like Belmar is
Oh.
like a different, but I can never go.
Never been there, but I love it.
Yeah, right. This guy was at an Italian night every year.
Oh yeah, every Thursday I would go for the theme nights.
Yeah.
They're the best. Nobody's like fucking
sorry, I'm
DJs.
stretching.
DJs was fun. We had
And
a
the
lot of fun at
drinks
DJs.
were so cheap. You got so much of it. You didn't get like these plastic small, like you literally got like the big. And then if you knew the bartender, like there was Danny.
And who didn't know a bartender? Lindsay.
They would
my
hook you
favorite.
up.
Loved
Yeah.
Lindsay. Lindsay
They
was
would
our
hook
girl.
you
Shout out
up.
to Lindsay. She's a realtor now. We got to plug her at some point.
It's
Oh.
crazy. Like if you didn't know a bartender, you were getting raped down there. Yeah,
Raped.
but if you do though, all of a sudden you're like, don't worry. I remember we used to invite girls over. They're
And
like,
go to
oh
the
my
West
God, these guys
Bar.
they're paying all this drinks for us. Meanwhile, we're paying $20 and tipping her $100.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I gotta bring Whitney there still.
Oh my God.
I think I'm gonna bring maybe
She would love it.
when do
I
they
don't know
close?
if she would love it now though.
Labor Day weekend.
I bet she would love it. I bet
You
she would love it. Do
think?
they close on Labor Day? I thought they stay open now.
Like,
I
do you
think a
think
couple
she's
of
gonna
weeks
want to go to DJs as a grown adult with
If
like
we-
all these people and like so hot? Like, think about
If
it.
we have no kids with us, I think she'll have a great time anywhere.
I agree with
Okay.
that.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know?
I can't now when I go into a place like that's got the music loud and everything, I'm like an old man. I'm like,
It's
"Ugh,
like
I can't."
someone's sweating, they touch her, like, oh.
If somebody's
like,
shaved arms are rubbing into me, I'm like,
See, guys, that's where we differ.
ah.
I do anything to feel a prickly arm rub up against me and make
Oh,
me feel
no.
alive again.
no.
You know?
I don't miss the prickly arm rubbing up next to me.
Oh man. Well, you know what though? If we did go with like a big group of people, there's enough of us that we take over. We wouldn't have to worry about anyone rubbing into each other. We would just take it over. That'd be it.
I
Be
don't
like-
even know, like a bartender, or like, you know.
Oh no, we
like,
do. No, listen, we still got people.
I feel like
people in
everyone
there.
that I knew is like retired. They're like,
Don't worry.
I think it would be like riding a bike for Chris' feet. If you-
no problem.
I really do.
It'd be no problem. We'd
As
be
if
okay.
he never left.
I still because
you know what though? If you take Whitney, you have to take her during happy hour when nobody's there, and then just stay there while
Just
it gets
stay.
crowded.
yeah,
Yeah, you
that's
can't
the-
just bring
that's the
her
best
in
bet.
when it's like fully packed and it's just like too much
No,
for
she
her.
won't have. Yeah, she won't have a good time.
I think
No,
when you
yeah.
go for happy hour, it's a
Little
good
happy
time.
hour, little
and
beat
then
the
just
clock. I don't know. Maybe go down the street, see what Bar A's got going on. I don't know. I don't know if we'll have enough time.
I went, what was it, 2 weeks ago? I was with this chick. She was younger. She was like 27. And she's like, yeah, we're going to go to this club. And I remember I'm like, oh, cool. Just trying to play it off cool. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I used to do clubbing. And then I get down there and I'm just like, oh my God, what am I doing here? And it's like, doof, 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 doof. And she's trying to talk to me. She's like, hey, what's going on? No conversation whatsoever. I'm having like crazy anxiety because the music's way too loud at this point. It was packed.
God, I miss
I was like, oh man, I'm sweating now profusely. It was such a bad experience.
I will say probably one of the best song playlists every summer came out of DJs though. Like for some, like that DJ, yeah. And then remember the old Lopez? Dude, Bon. Remember Bon? Yeah, I remember Bon, the old dude that was always up on stage with the long stringy hair.
Oh yeah.
Remember him? Oh my!
The music was good there.
The music
it was the same songs every week, but it was great.
And if you didn't win a T-shirt,
I never got a T-shirt.
Oh, you never got a T-shirt? I used to dance so hard on stage for a fucking T-shirt.
Yeah. To the window, to the West Bar.
The West Bar was my bar.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, that place.
And then the banging on the walls.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the beat.
Everybody and throwing the napkins in the air afterwards.
Oh, Dave Pereira. Just fucking out there flinging up. See that? It's like comes back to me every now and then.
That's something if you didn't experience, there's nothing like it at Jersey Shore. I try to tell people. They're like, oh, is it like the show? It's nothing like the show, really. It was like, it was just something.
No, first off, those jerk-offs weren't even allowed at DJs.
No, they weren't. They wouldn't allow them.
They did not allow them in that place. They never once set foot in that place. They were allowed at Bar A, and that was the furthest they got.
Yeah, but at the time when they first filmed, there was like a bunch of bars in Seaside. What was it?
Karma.
It was before it was Karma.
Bamboo.
What was Karma before it was Karma? It was something else.
Was there one called Aztec or something like that?
No, Aztec was the Boardwalk.
What
Merge
was Karma?
Not Merge.
No.
Blue was it Blue or something like that?
It was Blue. Blue was the restaurant.
Yeah.
But it was before that. What was the name before it was Blue or Karma? It was a name.
I know exactly.
I don't remember it. I thought it was something. I thought they turned it into the club to call it Karma.
I'm not sure. Bamboo was where we went all.
That's what it was. It was Bamboo.
No. Bamboo was down the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know what you're thinking of. No. I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of Yakety Yak, which then became. What was the place we always went, Reef?
Hemingway's.
It was right next to Yakety Yak. It was the Temps. Temps became
Hemingway's, no?
Oh, yeah, Hemingway's.
Hemingway's.
Yeah. I think that's what you were thinking about.
No, it was Bamboo.
Bamboo.
Bamboo stayed Bamboo the whole time. Okay. Bamboo has been around since like this. My parents actually used to go to the Bamboo.
Well, that's where I went to Bamboo.
Oh, I fucking love the Bamboo. 21 to get upstairs.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this.
It was 18 for girls and 21 for guys.
We used to bring 18-year-old girls to the club with us, right? Because you got to bring bitches to take bitches. Yep. And then you was let the bouncers know they're 18. They can't go upstairs. And then you say, we're going to go upstairs and see our friends. And then we disappear and we do some recruiting upstairs for the next day. See you later. How you doing? And I can say this now because my wife loves this shit.
Well, because
you guys, they secretly do.
Exactly.
They didn't have this in Michigan.
No, they don't have anything in Michigan.
No,
but
lakes.
It is like when you think about all the times, you get such a good feeling when you think about all those times, the music, the sounds, the what your friends and everything. The Jersey Shore had so many great memories that you're just so overprotective of it. When somebody like shits on it, they're like, oh, like the meatheads. You're like, bro, take it easy, all right? I had a great time at DJs. Like, you get
that's like another thing too. Like just nightlife is so different. It's like all about bottle service, and it's not about
stupid now.
It's not about like going out, having a good time, getting drinks, and just hearing good music. It's like, well, you can't come in unless it's a minimum $3,000 for a table. It's like such a process.
There's only one place. There's only one place that I will still, no problem. No. I'm saying there's only one place that I'd still walk into and pay for a table just to go and enjoy amazing. And it's not in New Jersey.
Miami.
It's in Miami and it's Live.
Yeah.
That is the only place I can justify saying, all right, we're going to pay $5,000 for a table. We're gonna go dance with Lil Wayne on stage and act like fucking
Well,
fools.
yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
different.
Pick
Well,
up
Miami
Georgia
now,
strippers.
Live is not the place to be. It's 11.
Yeah, 11. That's right. That's right.
Live
But
is
even
a little different,
like
but
even
11
if,
is
like clubs now in the city, just like normal places, are charging you bottle service, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're not even getting a good DJ. It's just a normal night, and you're paying an arm and a leg.
when I went to Miami and we went to 11, it was the best time I've ever had.
That was my wedding. I remember when you guys went, right?
No, we
You
didn't
talking
go to
about that?
11.
I thought you guys went there.
My ex did not want to go to 11.
Wait a second. Where did you get into a fight with your ex because of my buddy Dave's friend that was trying to dance up on you, the kid that was wearing the Spartan mask? How do I remember this shit?
I don't remember.
All right, let me refresh it.
Yeah.
My boy Dave was
Yeah.
there with one of his buddies that
Okay.
had just met him down there. They were walking around. They kept lifting up their shirts, showing their abs. They were shredded. And his one friend had like a gold Spartan mask on. Tiff, don't make me find the goddamn picture. You're in it.
You gotta show. I don't remember.
Anyways, he was DJing at a nightclub / strip club. What was that called?
I think isn't
Your
that
ex was
11?
DJing.
Probably
That's
11.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, and the roof.
And then he got mad at you because you were
Oh,
dancing out.
I went on the roof. I never went to the actual club 11.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, we were at the rooftop.
Yeah, you guys got into a fight. Couples that fight in Miami are doomed. Perfect example. You're doomed.
If you fight on
with your
vacation,
girl-
period.
Bro, let me tell you something. So here's the deal. Your girl's allowed to start a fight with you in Miami. You are not allowed to start a fight with your girl in Miami.
Correct. Well, I mean,
The unpopular.
rather
Explain.
nobody
Explain.
fight. Yeah, because I don't want to be in a fight at all.
It's very simple. The guy has to be doing something to get for his girl to get mad at him in Miami. Like he's obviously over that because girls have the plethora of the pick in Miami. They can talk to any guy. So if you're mad at your boy, like you know, that's it. You were doing something, bro. You were doing something wrong. You can't get mad at your girl for getting hit on every 5 steps she takes because that is what Miami is. If you have a banging ass girl, she is going to be hit on 7,000 times. That is not a place.
100%.
That is not a place for the insecure.
No.
Yeah, well,
That's my
he's
point.
just that type of person anyway.
I forgot his name.
There's
Yeah, me
nothing you can
too.
do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. When you're in that position, and overreacting is going to make you look so much more worse. Like
Yeah.
you just look so bad in front of your girl too.
You can't take
She's
your
that
girl to
big.
Miami if you're insecure, bro. I can
No.
tell you
No.
that much right
Not at
now.
all.
You cannot. You cannot.
No.
Holy
No, you're
shit.
absolutely right. Like my husband and I went to Miami last summer. We had such a good time. No kids. We went for our birthday party and it was our last night. And I was like, can we just go to 11? I was like, let's leave our last night with a bang. We're going to go home tomorrow and we have to be parents. I'm like, let's fucking go to 11. I was like, I want to see strippers. And he was all about it. But
This is
the
why you
group-
stay married. This is why you stay married.
But the group of people that we went, the one guy was like, no, I'm not going because his wife is very insecure and she feels that because he knows like the type and like, let's talk about it. The women at 11, they're not like they're like hot strippers.
Yeah. They're dancers.
They're,
really.
they're called Taz's Angels.
They're fucking like I've never seen. We went for a bachelorette party. We went to 11, had no idea what I was walking into. And I was like, getting massages from these women,
This is utopia.
shaking their asses, smack like that's just
Well,
Miami.
now I
This
know.
is the best
Now I
thing.
know what couple I'm going to Miami with next.
yeah.
Hey, if you're upstairs listening to the show right now, we are going down to Miami.
Oh,
with
Whitney and I would be smacking the
Dante
women's
and Tiff.
asses.
That's what I'm saying. It would be.
It's
It
so
would be
much
glorious.
fun. My husband hates strippers, but he doesn't mind like going there and like having a good time.
We all hate strippers.
Yeah.
I
hate
just-
them.
They're like vending
Like I said,
machines.
like when I
But
went,
your
I was just like,
cans
you
get stuck.
women are gorgeous. And then the best is like when you make it rain, they have like these men that come with the fucking broom
Yeah.
and they sweep the dock. They have like a system. I was like so amazed by it.
Miami's still one of the few places you can have a great time.
Bro,
still.
I just love it. I mean, obviously,
I
there's
love-
certain months you can and cannot go now because there's always people. that are
There's
just
certain
running
parts
fun.
now.
Yeah, no,
You can't go for Ultra Music Winter
No.
Conference. You can't go to
No.
March.
no.
No, I went to the first when it was original Winter Music Conference, when the parties were on the beach, that's when I used to go. Like in 1999, 2000. Those were the first times I went to those. Those were like, if you explain to somebody now that's going to them, like, this is not exactly. DJs would just set up on the beach back then, and you were just dancing on the beach. It wasn't really
WMC.
organized.
It was the shit.
It wasn't really organized.
God.
It was so much fun. I remember seeing like Tiesto, Boris, and these guys when they were no-namers, and like these parties were just organic. People
That's pretty cool.
Dance. Like, it was just
Nuts,
all
bro.
about dance. That's all anybody did was vibes and dancing. That's all it was.
I wish someone would have told us that those were the good times, that we were actually in them at that moment, because those were the good times.
Well, I think when I did Winter Music Conference, because we used to do it every year for spring break, in that moment, I'm like, this is living my best life. Like,
when did that end? Like 08, right? 2009, I would say.
Probably a little
around
bit
there
before that. Yeah, when they commercialized.
I stopped going. My last year was 2013.
Yeah.
Okay.
They commercialized the shit out of it now. It's like not even.
As soon as it became Ultra, I felt like it was kind of whack. As soon as they changed that name from WMC to Ultra,
yeah, it became more.
This is getting a little weird now.
Well, because Ultra is more of, what do they call that? Bubblegum house music.
Where they just
EDC.
hit play. Yeah.
Start getting the bisexuals from DC, and they fucking make everything weird.
It's still pretty popular though, no?
Yeah, it is, but it's a younger crowd, like a lot of young kids.
I was in Vegas during EDC recently, during the fight when I went for the boxing match, and it was EDC weekend, and it was just like, wow, people are dressed up like just weird costumes. It's just strange. It's like,
it's like the theme.
Yeah, everybody's in like
not
angel
into
wings and everything.
Not for me. Not for me.
Imagine being on drugs and seeing everybody in angel wings and everything like that. I can't imagine partying and have a good time. I'd be thinking like Jesus is watching me.
Yeah, there's no fun in that.
No.
They ruined something that was great. And that's the problem with nowadays. Everything gets ruined because they're always jocking and biting off the old shit that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Legend, we were talking before. You had posted something on Instagram. I wanted to get your elaborate on it before. I think it was called Keeping It Real, right? And you want to elaborate a little bit on it, or you want me to keep going?
No. I mean, you can tee it up. I mean, it was a cool little quote that I had found. It was basically something about like taking things personal, right?
Yeah, about family and like how everything should be taken personal.
Yeah. Everyone nowadays likes to say, you always hear that, right? Like, oh, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. But if someone in your life, right, like you got your circle, if they don't take time out of their day to wish you happy birthday or, talk about what's going on in their lives, or you see them doing stuff that they're doing with acquaintances or friends and they're not doing with you as a family member or a very close friend, take that shit personal. That is personal. There's a reason why you're not getting that time and that effort. And then kind of flipping the script, the people that actually do go out of their way to say happy birthday to you or call you, pick up the phone, call you for something going on, maybe you got an event in your life, something happened, or now we're at that age, right, where like every doctor visit is a little scary. We have a couple friends that have had some scares. Pick up the phone, call that person. At the end of the day, that's also personal. Take that shit personal. That person actually cares about you. Make sure you give your energy to those people. And I think that we just kind of passed all this bullshit under this facade as like, oh, don't take it personal. Everyone's got stuff going on in their lives. Yeah, everyone does have stuff going on in their lives. But it takes 5 seconds out of your day to acknowledge the people that are supposed to be your friends or your family. And people don't do that. So I'm at the point now where, Whitney's of that mindset. She's like, oh, you take everything personally. For a long time, I didn't take anything personally. Now I'm starting to take it personally. So if I think that I'm not important in your life, I'm not going to give you my time. That's just how it is. But if I think that you actually do go out of your way and you say hello to me or just like stupid little things, pick up the phone, you call, you check on someone. I do it to everyone. I will pick up the phone. I'll call you. How you doing? What's going on? That's a personal thing. That has nothing to do with not taking it personal. Take it personal. I'm calling you for a reason. It's personal. That's just my thought on it.
Yeah. I'm sick of friendships feeling like it's like a one-way street. Like it's very frustrating where it feels like you're the only one who calls or, initiates a text or, a check-in.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the annoying guy where if you don't respond to me, I'm like, what happened?
So Chado,
then I'll
Chado
rifle off 16 messages afterwards.
Right. Like Chado and Tiff, you guys both have kids. Think about the people that
I've been making lists, bro.
I'll give you a perfect example, right?
I know who's
before we all
and happy birthdays.
Exactly. Before we all had kids, we'd send gifts, right? You send, oh, your friend had a baby. You send a Christmas gift. You send a card. You send whatever. All of a sudden, you have a kid and you don't get that same return. You don't get that same energy. Take that shit personal because it is personal.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I'll tell Jess.
Like, go ahead, Sean.
No, I was sorry. I'll tell Jess, like, whenever I know that a friend or a cousin had, their kid had a birthday, I was like, did they send anything for Antonio for Christmas or his birthday? The answer is no. You're not even getting a text message from me. What? I don't care. Like, I'm over it. The holiday season, it was like a test. I didn't reach out to anyone unless they reached out to me first. Because I'm always a fucking jerk off who sends out the text messages initially for, like, happy Thanksgiving or whatever. And then I get like hours later, or maybe not even a response some years. So I'm done. I'm completely, I've never agreed with something you said more, Chris. Like, yeah. I really like it's a big issue in my life right now too. Like,
I'll read it if you want to hear it, Reef. I'll read the whole thing if you want to hear it. So it says, your friend didn't help you celebrate your birthday, but helps other friends celebrate. Take it personal. Family members invite certain family members to gatherings, but not you. Take it personal. Someone says or does something hurtful to you with no remorse. Take it personal. Your friend or family member this is very important, this one. Your friends and family, your friends or family member jump for everybody else, but move slow motion when it comes to you. Take it personal. Your friends and family don't call when they know you're going through something really hard. Take it personal because it is. A friend reaches out to say I love you and that they're thinking of you. Take it personal. You're invited to spend quality time with your family or friends, a reunion, a dinner, a holiday party, a lunch, a coffee. Take it personal. Your babies want extra snuggle time, to sleep in your bed, to go on an adventure with you, just to talk to you. Take it personal. These are all little examples of shit that you should be taking personal. Stop giving these fucking leeches in your life a pass when they're only around when they need something from you.
Yeah. I also feel like once you have kids, you realize who your true friends are.
That's 100%.
Who sticks around and who doesn't.
Absolutely. You guys, it like intensifies when you have kids, and then when you see somebody that, like, you see me around your kids, Chris, like the minute I see them, it's like they're like my kids, Right. Like, if I don't ask how they're doing, it's like,
well, that's the thing. Like, the ones that stay around when you have kids are the true friends.
Absolutely.
100%.
Well, a lot of friendships now and a lot of relationships now are based on also social media clout and how they'll look on social media. It's a weird thing to have a friend with somebody and promote when you're not really close and you're like, yeah, girl, get it, or yeah, this is my boy over here. You don't do it for your actual friends. You're just doing it for these clout friends, and you're building your own little.
You posted something like that on Twitter recently, where it's like you have more people that are random liking your shit online and supporting the podcast than family and friends.
Yeah, it's always amazing to me when I get a random person just talk to me about my podcast, and I'm like, wow, this stranger is talking to me, but my family that knows I love doing this doesn't even
acts like it doesn't exist.
Not all of it, because my family's been really supportive, but the people that I expect, I'm like, wow, this person that from Michigan is telling me, or wherever the hell. We get people from like all over the world texting us sometimes, and it's like, wow, I really enjoy your podcast. It's great, but then you don't have the people around you that know what you're doing. Even give the slight a like, a retweet, or just a, hey, you're doing a great job. I support you. It's just a strange feeling. But I mean, it's a great feeling when you get a stranger. It means you're doing something right. But it's just so strange when or like us selling the t-shirts, when somebody gives you a little, like, I'm like, oh, help support us because, it costs money to put on a production. And they're like, yeah, I'm not paying $35 for a t-shirt. That's crazy. I can get it for $10.
Go fuck yourself. How about that?
This is some of the responses I got. Like, hey, I'm not paying $35 for a t-shirt. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I wouldn't pay $35, but if your kid is selling Girl Scout cookies, I'm gonna buy $100 worth, and I don't need Girl Scout cookies. I just want to support it.
I would just donate. It's a donation. Like,
exactly. You're fundraising, but it's the same thing. Like we were saying, you do take it personal because you're seeing a lot of people just, it's human nature. They just, whatever benefits them most of the time. You know, you can't really fault them. They're just doing what they know is a positive for them only. You know, and
Let me ask you
a close way to think, but that's just the way it is.
Let me ask you this, Tiff, because this obviously could pertain to you. Like, how many people came out of the woodworks like when you went on Amazing Race that you had not heard from?
Oh, so many. So many.
Isn't that just a shitty feeling? Like,
well, I just feel that a lot of people are like, oh my God, like,
right.
But it's just like, are you just saying that because I was just on TV or, you know?
Right.
But that always happens.
Of course. Yeah. People want to be in with somebody who's popping, you know, they want to, they want to be that.
You know what else I've noticed too? So many people like, and this is like kind of almost like the opposite, right? Where so many people, you don't hear from them when you got good shit going on. And I'm not saying stuff that's going to benefit them, stuff that's specifically benefiting you. You're doing something, you bought a new home, whatever. They don't pick up the phone. They don't call you, nothing, right? All of a sudden, they find out that something bad happened to you or something dramatic is going on in your life. They'll pick up the phone and they'll start prying, like as if they've been around for you their whole life.
Yeah.
It's almost like they want to watch that train wreck happen. Like, oh, this is like a fucking bad accident. I got to get some details so I can go back and tell my friends, hey, look, you know, look what happened to so-and-so. It's crazy to me. It's like, it's just
crazy. Like we were saying, it's this new, it's this new era of everybody, the social media. It's a lot of people just don't understand what the nuclear family is, or like your nuclear friendships that are mean everything pretty much. Like we have friends, I'm sure Tiffany, you do have too, that are like brothers and sisters to you, you know?
It's crazy because I actually got married after I had my first child, which I'm like very thankful for, because I always say like, oh, if I ever got married in my early or late 20s, my whole wedding photo, I wouldn't even want to hang in my wall, because half of those people I was friends with in my 20s are not in my life anymore.
Yeah.
So I got married after I had my kid, and I had 2 maid of honors. I didn't want like a big bridal party, but I felt that the people who were invited are still the people that I talk to. And like my circle of friends now are the same people, you know, like right before I had kids, because now they're parents and they get it.
Yeah. A lot of people don't get it. You know, a lot of single friends, they'll have like resentment towards the people that have a family.
They'll stop calling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, I can't text her because.
Yeah, they'll make the excuse, well, they have kids running around. What can I say to her?
And that's the thing. And like, I explained to a lot of my friends who do have kids now, I'm like, don't feel because you have kids, you have to change your life, because that's not healthy in a relationship too. Where I see certain couples, once they have kids, like, no, I can't, like my whole life changed. It's like, and then it puts tension towards the couple because, oh, well, I can't because my wife won't allow this now that we have a kid. You know, like, look, when I first had my son, I was against daycare. I was like, nobody's going to watch my kid. I was so against it. But then my mother-in-law had fractured her back and I had no choice but to put my kid in daycare. And I felt so guilty. But then I realized, like, wow, he's been going to daycare since 6 months old. Wow, like he's learning, he's interacting with other children, he's learning how to share, he's learning how to get his aggravation. And like, because I ain't got time to teach my kid, like if he wants to bite me because he doesn't get something, to like, how do I control that? You know, like he went to school to learn, like, you know, we only put food in our mouths, we can't bite other children because, you know, a toy got taken away. So like when I had my second, it was so much easier to be like, bye, you're going to daycare at 2 months old. Like I ain't got time to be home and like doing this. Like I want you to interact. And I feel my second is so much more advanced than my first, because you learn from your first, like what works, what doesn't. And with your second, you just don't give a shit anymore. You're like, yeah, you'll survive. You know, I always feel like my first is so sensitive. You know, we were watching fireworks and he's like scared of the fireworks. And my second, who's the youngest, is just looking at them like not even flinching. You know, it's like the difference. But I see other couples where they're like, oh, we can't go out to eat because like my daughter needs to be in bed exactly at 6 o'clock. And my wife doesn't trust anyone else to watch the kid. Look, I get that. But you also gotta live, or we can't go away because I can't bring my child. Like,
we were raised Albanian. When you had people over, you stayed up all night. Didn't matter what your bedtime was.
Right.
You stayed up all night hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah, like you figure it out, but you can't just like change your life where, you know, you're gonna have people over and then it's like 4 o'clock. All right, everyone's gotta go. I gotta put my kids in. Like, look, I get if that works for you, but I just also feel that brings a lot of tension in the relationship.
Yeah, and you can feel it too, because I've been over people's houses that have kids because I want to go see the kid and give them money, and then I can tell like it's getting a little late and they're trying to shoo me out, and I'm like, okay.
Which
like,
I totally.
I get it. If it's like 9, I get it completely.
Yeah.
You know, because
pick up on the cues. Yeah.
My sister has 4 kids. My brother has 2 kids. Like, Legend has 2 kids. And look,
sometimes you have a system where like you're on a schedule, but I just feel like some people like truly change because.
Yeah, you still got to be able to hang out. Like, and listen, I love having, like, my kids are on a very tight schedule, but that doesn't mean like once the kids go to bed, the party's over. Like, all right, I'm going to put my kids up and then we're coming back downstairs. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, that's what like I do. Like it gives me and my husband time. And I get upset sometimes when he like falls asleep with the kids. I'm like, you just took our time away. Like they're sleeping. Like, let's watch a show or, you know, like.
Wait, do you hear this? You got to be watching this upstairs. Are you hearing this shit? Tiffany is upset that Dante falls asleep. Rightfully so. I would also be upset if my wife were to fall asleep while reading a book to Renzo for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You get upset too, right?
Of course. Like, that's our time.
That's our time, even if it's an hour. And I get upset where I like cry about it. I'm like, great. Our kids took our time away. Like, we can't even watch one fucking movie together. I'm like, that's all I want is to like watch fucking Netflix or a fucking show.
Yeah, exactly.
I get this every Wednesday.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like, I want that quality time where I'm like, I don't want to be just a parent, put my kids to sleep, and then I'm like, all right, it's bedtime. You know, like I still
exactly. Let's hang out. Let's watch Naked and Afraid, even though it's the same show, no matter what episode, every fucking night.
Or something, you know,
anything. Guys, save that for a clip, please. I need that clip blasted next week.
Oh, I'm gonna send Whitney just DMs all the time. Like, hey, did you see this clip?
Yeah, you see this clip right here? Tiff talking about trying to keep her husband up because she just wants to hang out.
Yeah. She's gonna be Chris fucking Arif sent me 64 messages.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I was
Whitney.
always
we'll do a text message blast.
I gotta give it to Whitney because I was like Chris's like liaison. Like when we had to get something through to Whitney, like she's like, it doesn't. Arif just backs you up with everything you say, but I say it in like a friendly way. I'm like, Whit, Chris kind of is right,
Yeah,
you know me. I love you, Whitney.
Yeah.
But you have it tough, Chris. You got 3 kids. Like, I don't know how you and Whitney do it.
Yeah, we literally have no help. Like, we have no.
You have no help.
Us.
Like, I would lose my mind. Like, my neighbor comes over every morning and she helps me get my kids ready for school because it's just a lot.
Right.
And then my husband does it by himself and he's like, I don't understand how you can't do this.
Right.
They're probably angels.
Right.
And then I have my oldest who's up at 11.
What's up, buddy? What's going on?
He can't hear.
We're coming down to the end here. So Tiffany, is there anything you want to? Okay,
hold on.
Hi, buddy.
What's up, buddy? What's going on?
What's up, man?
Well, Tiffany, we're getting down to the final couple minutes here. Is there anything you want to share with people? Anything you want to say? What you got going on, or anything? I know you can't talk about what you got going on. Is there anything you want to say? Promote anything? This is the floor is yours.
If you want to help me out, report Tiffany Chantelle so I can get my handle back.
Circle back.
You hear that, folks?
And then as of August 1st, a huge announcement will be posted on my Instagram.
Awesome. We'll be sharing that.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Very, very huge, life-changing post.
Awesome.
Very excited about
it.
She's going to be signing us the Haram Life podcast to the Tiffany Chantelle Network.
No.
Oh.
CBS.
No.
TCN.
Good things to come. And the only thing I could say is women who are insecure, don't hate on your man if they think you've gained a couple of pounds. They're only loving you to help you out, to make you a better person, to give you that confidence. 2, Whitney, don't go to sleep when you read your son a book. Take an energy drink. I love you
I
though.
love it.
And yeah,
And let everyone know where they can find you once again.
at Miss Tiffany Chantelle.
Great. Go show her some love, support. Let her know you saw her here. Chato, you have anything to say to the people?
Nothing. Thanks for coming on the show, Tiff.
Of
Appreciate
course.
it.
Nice meeting you guys.
Nice
Yeah,
meeting
yeah.
you too. Legend, anything to say to the people?
None. I just want to. I love catching up with Tiff every time we talk. It's like, that's another thing that's good about like old friends. Like no matter how often or how little you talk, when you get on, you're able to just roll like as if you didn't miss a beat. So, and it's always been like that for us, which is probably why our significant others also get along so great, with each other. So,
And
thanks
it's
for coming on. It's great.
And it's also cool. So Chris's oldest son has the same birthday as my husband.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Chris's daughter when's her birthday? November
10/28. 10/28.
Oh, 10/28. So they're literally like 4 weeks apart. But
yeah, you guys were
Whitney,
literally pregnant at the same time.
Yeah, with 2 of our kids.
Yeah. Which is amazing.
Well, Tiffany, I want to say thank you for coming on. We had a great conversation here. Hopefully we see you again on soon. Hopefully after your announcement, we can come on here and share all the good news. So,
and remember, guys, take it personal. Take it all personal, the good and the bad. Honestly.
Like, subscribe, share, comment. Let us know you're listening. Visit the website, theharamlife.com. I'm Reef Lita. Thank you and God bless.
Buy a t-shirt.
Good job, guys.